What's up, guys? It is Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports. We're very excited to be dropping our first NFL picks video of the 2024 season. We're going to be covering Thursday Night Football for September 5th. Obviously, you know which game I'm talking about. First game of the year. Super pumped. We have 4 picks for you. Before we dive into everything, though, we want to just remind you that Underdog is running all sorts of crazy specials right now for the start of the season. If you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, use code BACKDOOR. And with your first deposit, use code BACKDOOR. You can go through the link in the description. But right now, that's going to get you a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit. They've got a free Travis Kelce pick on the board right now that you'll get in addition to your free pick just for signing up. They've got discounted plays. They're just going to keep running specials all week, all the way up until Monday Night Football. So definitely take advantage of that. Go sign up for Underdog. It's a lot of fun. And I'm also in some best ball leagues on Underdog I'm super excited about. But yeah, definitely go sign up for Underdog. We're going to be covering them all season along with Prize Picks. If you haven't signed up for Prize Picks, use the promo code at the bottom of the screen. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And then obviously for Underdog, we just covered everything that they're going to be giving you for signing up. Link in the description, use code BACKDOOR. All right, let's talk about this game before we jump into our picks.
Let's do it.
We've got a 47-point over-under for this game. Chiefs favored by 3 points. But just a little heads up, it's in Kansas City, obviously. They are expecting scattered thunderstorms tomorrow night, 46% chance of rain. So doesn't seem alarming. You know, we're not really getting any news about that being a particular threat. But just like to let you guys know, we are expecting a little bit of potential rain in that game, which could help or hinder some of our plays. We'll break all that down. Let's talk about the plays we're getting into. Before we do, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give us a like to celebrate the start of the season. And we just really could appreciate, we really could use the support, but we appreciate it, guys. A little like goes a long way for us. So hook us up, drop us a comment, let us know plays that you're getting into. But these are the plays that we like. I'm going with 2 Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to be taking Isaiah Pacheco's fantasy score over 13.5 on Prize Picks. And I believe it's like 12.15 or something like that on Underdog. Prize Picks is full PPR. Underdog is half point PPR. So they're about in that same range. And then I'm going with Xavier Worthy, Wookie ride, rookie wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. Fastest player to ever record a 40 time in the NFL Combine, 45.5 receiving yards on Prize Picks, and it's at 46.5 on Underdog, and I'm comfortable taking the over on both. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Sweet. So I'm taking Derrick Henry for over 0.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. My man's going to eat tomorrow. I just know it, especially if it rains. They're not going to be able to stop that Mack truck coming downhill. And I'm taking Travis Kelce for over 60.5 receiving yards. I think he's the main guy. T Swizzle's going to be in the building, so he should show out for us.
Absolutely. And before we get out of here, at the end of the show, we're going to go over some of the demons we like on the board too.
Yes.
Tell you guys about those. But man, I'm so pumped. Let's get into this.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I'm taking the fantasy score for Isaiah Pacheco. Kind of like, sorry, I had that on receiving yards for a sec. Kind of like, just like when we do basketball props, the fantasy score, you get a little bit of everything. So I want to take that for Pacheco because we've got the touchdown, like a touchdown alone is going to, we're halfway there at just 13.5. But you also get the receptions, full point per reception. You get the receiving yards, the rushing yards. You guys get how it works, but maybe you're new, maybe you're new to Prize Picks or Underdog and you don't know what fantasy score is. We had a lot of questions about it last year. So I'm loving this. Head to head last time they played, January 28th, Jordy and I were talking about that, the playoffs. He went for 18.2, just totally ate. His last 5 of last year, he was just on a wagon. Let's see if they have what he's averaging. He was averaging 19.2 fantasy points per game over that last 5-game stretch. That was when he really opened up and they just turned him into a bell cow. Last 10, he's cleared at 7 out of his last 10. And if we look at all of 2023, He's cleared this 11 out of 18 games. So I feel like, the Kansas City Chiefs, their first game of the year, they always just absolutely show out. I was super tempted to get maybe take Patrick Mahomes, passing yards or fantasy score. I think his fantasy score looks great personally. I think it was at 20.5. If I was playing fantasy football, I would be absolutely disappointed if Patrick Mahomes didn't get me more than 20.5 fantasy score in his first game. That's adequate, but it is 4 points for passing touchdowns on these platforms, so that makes a difference. I know a lot of your leagues probably go 6 point and just have a little extra fun with it, but I still think Patrick Mahomes 20.5 looks good too. So yeah, let's take a look real quick at the rushing and receiving matchup for Pacheco. So overall, the Baltimore Ravens are 14th in rushing yards allowed, 8th in receiving yards allowed. But if we look specifically how they guard against running backs in that category, it's much juicier. 20th in rushing yards allowed, 15th in receiving yards allowed. So I don't expect Pacheco to go absolutely ham with catches out of the backfield or anything like that, but we know he's an adequate pass catcher, and they utilize him that way. So I think with all of the weapons, I think this is going to be back to classic Patrick Mahomes this year. I think they're going to be very pass heavy, and it's just going to open up the run game for Pacheco. And so I'm so pumped. I'm really high on Pacheco this year too. So yeah, feeling good about that. Pretty much the same for Underdog. Again, it's half point PPR. That's why the line's a little bit lower on Underdog. Let's take a look at what Daily Grind has to say about this. I know they're disagreeing with me on this one. So they have his fantasy score favored to go under 13.5, 51.76% odds to hit the under, but minus 107. So it's just because Prize Picks has, it's probably not even the fact that Prize Picks has that up a little bit, because Daily Grind, obviously, they're set up to understand full point versus half point PPR. But I'm going with my gut here. I'm taking the over. By the way, if you guys do want to check out this optimizer, it's from this company called Daily Grind. It's a DFS optimizer. It's a really killer tool. It helps you find plays, and it also gives you all the information about the odds. And it's got this little odds to hit indicator. They also have this awesome AI slip generator tool, which I'll just show you real quick. This is going to be a lot of fun for NFL this year. You can see this is the success rate. It's just constantly been going up since they made it. It's up 1,650 units since they created it. But let's see, they've got some CS2 NFL 6-man slips. But yeah, basically it makes you a 6-man slip. You just click bet on Prize Picks and it just fills it up there for you. But it uses correlation and all that stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to check this out, use code BACKDOOR at dgfantasy.com. You get 25% off of this tool or the DFS optimizer. Any of these tools they offer, you can lock it in for as long as you want, up to a year. So if you want 25% off the whole NFL season, or you want to stretch it out even further, the whole NBA season as well, just use code BACKDOOR and you can get 25% off all year. All right, let's talk about the next play, Xavier Worthy. Oh yeah, so I forgot they actually, Outlier does not have data on this rookie because he has not played in the NFL yet. But I will tell you, this guy is potentially the next Tyreek Hill. He ran a 4.21 40, which, if you don't know, that's the fastest anyone's ever done it. That is just absolutely insanely fast. And the Kansas City Chiefs traded up for him because they've been looking
faster.
Yeah. Besides Jordy, Xavier Worthy was the fastest. Jordy just never ran the combine. Otherwise,
they didn't invite me, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, 4.15. No, but yeah. So the Chiefs have been looking for a weapon like Tyreek Hill since he left, and I think they found it in Xavier Worthy. And then you've got, there's just so much that opposing teams have to think about with Travis Kelce, obviously, and then you've got Rashee Rice, who was a PPR machine last year, and then there's the threat of Pacheco, so and Patrick Mahomes can turn any wide receiver into a stud because he's just an elite generational talent at quarterback. But now he's got someone who can just absolutely burn them. Like, no one on the field is going to be as fast as this guy. So all he needs to do, in my opinion, like one catch, he could pop off he could hit this. He could take one to the house for like 60, 70 yards. That's the potential we're talking about with Xavier Worthy. So I think 45.5, this is just because we haven't seen anything yet. You'll see, mark my words, mid-season, or, even maybe 3 or 4 games in, once they have a big enough sample size of what this guy's doing in the NFL, these lines will never see 45.5 again. So I'm pretty confident he's going to get at least a few receptions. So this guy's, you'll see tomorrow night. Like, we're recording this on Wednesday night, but you guys will see. Now, the only thing that could get in the way a little bit is this weather, if it does end up being super rainy. But I mean, that doesn't always stop teams from passing the ball. Patrick Mahomes is absolutely capable of still getting dimes into these guys, even if it's raining. If it does rain a little bit, it obviously favors our running backs more, because they tend to just favor a little bit more to running backs in inclement weather. But I think either way, Xavier's good for this. If we end up not getting any rain, I think he's going to pop off for like, I would guess like he's going to knock on the door 70 yards, but he could just absolutely shock us and go over 100 in his debut. Super pumped about this. Let's see. Daily Grind does have this. Excuse me. They've got this favor to go over, pretty much a 50-50 shot. 50.45% odds to hit the over. Daily Grind has it at a -120. You can see, just like Underdog, a lot of these platforms are already bumping it up to 46.5. Underdog is still favoring this to go over 46.5 -122. So go with your gut. But yeah, wow, FanDuel has it all the way down at 44.5. But that's not really, 1 yard is not really that big of a deal. Fingers crossed, I'm not going to jinx myself here, but it's not that big of a deal when you're talking about receiving yards. I think he's going to go well over 50. So I'm taking this with confidence. And obviously, if there's any plays you're not comfortable with, just fade them. Don't forget there is that free play on Underdog you can lock into for Travis Kelce. If you already used it, Jordy's got a good option here he's about to talk about as well. If you guys do want to check out this app, Outlier, it's great for all the breakdowns. You just really dive into the details to confirm whether or not you want to take a play. They cover matchups, injury reports, and insights about the players. And they're a partner of ours, so they're just going to let all of our viewers try it out for free for 7 days. So tomorrow is a perfect day to sign up. You get week 1 football with this tool for free. All you have to do is go through the link. You don't have to put in a code or anything. So lock it in and take advantage of that. And that covers it, man. I'm going to pass it over to you, bro.
Sweet. All right. Well, it's that time of year. We're finally here. This is my favorite season for sure. My favorite sport. Also, before I get into this, we do have a season-long picks video out that you guys can snag before the game tomorrow. If you want to be on the winning side, take my slip. If you want to lose, take Russo's. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got a bunch of your dynasty players in mind. So
yeah, I know, right?
Talking trash about your own guys there.
Yeah, already the curse has happened though, because I took DaRon Bland for over his interceptions, and he's already hurt for 8 weeks. So not a good
8
start.
weeks?
Yeah.
I thought they said 4 weeks.
No, it's 6 to 8 weeks. So
oh.
Hopefully 4 weeks. That'd be nice, because then we'd still, have room to cash there. I think he can get it done even being out 8 weeks, but I'm biased. Anyway,
I think it's done.
Yeah. All right. Anywhoozle, for tomorrow, I've got Derrick Henry. We'll start off with him. King Henry here. I can't even believe this guy's a Raven. It's just like wild to me. They beefed up their O-line hardcore in the offseason too, with a lot of talent. So I think this is just a given, man. I think they're going to let this dude run wild. I think they're going to show off their shiny new toy. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. I think he's good for at least 1 rushing touchdown or receiving touchdown. We'll see how they get him involved. I wish it was rushing, receiving, passing, because we all know Derrick Henry loves to throw the pass every once in a while. But that was with the Titans. Maybe he's turned over a new lead. Yeah, this guy's just, how do you stop this guy? He's just a monster. But, last year he had scored at least 1 touchdown in 9 out of 17 games. Obviously, the Titans were a total disaster last year. So they had like one of the worst O-lines in the league, and the dude was still getting it done in over half the games. So, I feel great about this. I think, coming into the matchup, he's going against the 8th best touchdown rated team. So not really crazy. He's still got room to get one there. That O-line's big. They've got Mark Andrews back, who's a fantastic blocker in the red zone. So I think it's going to work out for him. I'm taking him to get 1 touchdown. This is kind of a gut play, but it is juiced to go over. It is a 50.55% chance and a -126. So they're slightly favoring the over on this one. I'm all on this play. I took it on chalkboard as well. I'm all in on this play on all platforms, even on Underdog. I've got it locked in. So taking this one for sure. Excited to watch football tomorrow. I've got all my apps turned on, fired up, ready to go. So definitely excited. Anyway, taking Derrick Henry. That's enough on Derrick Henry. Travis Kelce. This is one. If you guys are taking the free play on Underdog, that's cool. I'll definitely be playing that as well. There's nothing on Prize Picks like free play wise for this game tomorrow. There is the Caleb Williams play for another couple hours or a couple days here for the 0.5 passing yards, but nothing for this game. So I am taking Travis Kelce's receiving yards over 60.5. I feel good about this one. The last time they played the Ravens was in the playoff game for the AFC Championship, and they torched, he went nuts. He torched their defense. He went for 116 yards. I know it's only the first game of the year. He might start slow. He might not. We'll see. If you look at the first game of the year last year that they played the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he only went for about 26 yards. But after that, he was very, very productive. He hit this line 13 out of 19 games last year. So, they do have some new weapons. They have Xavier Worthy. I think all those guys are going to eat tomorrow. I think they're all going to get a piece. I think this game is going to be pretty close. He talked about the over-under, but I think, I could see it being in the 24 to 21 range on the score. I think the Chiefs will eke it out for sure. But I think it's going to be a tight, competitive game, especially if there's some rain. It's going to make it fun. But yeah, I think he'll get over this line no problem. In 4 out of his last 5 games on the year last year, he went crazy production-wise. He got over this line every single time. And even still, coming into this year, the Ravens are ranked 12th against tight ends, giving up 47.3 yards per game. So that makes them like the 8th best ranked defense against the passing game. But 12th against tight ends, I think that's plenty for Travis Kelce. I mean, we're talking about arguably the greatest of all time here. So when it comes to the tight end position. So, I think it's interesting. I think he'll definitely be able to get over the 57.5, which is what we're getting in at on Underdog. It's really inflated on Prize Picks. We're getting about a 3-point spread here. But if you guys don't play, or you've already played your free play for Travis Kelce, I love this 57.5 line. I'm going to be taking it as well. And they also got the Derrick Henry rushing and receiving touchdown over here, taking that for more on Underdog as well. Underdog is really on their game, man. They've been killing it. They've cleaned this platform up so much, and they give you a ton of different lines too. Like, I was looking at some of these lines, like they've got first quarter props. I love playing the first half stuff. You guys know that. I love getting that early dopamine spike and then just enjoying the rest of the game, or being depressed the rest of the game, depending on how it goes. But yeah, so it's really cool over here what they're doing on Underdog. Definitely go check them out. Use code backdoor. Don't be a pansy. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm totally just joking, by the way. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Super excited. Also, if you guys want to check out Chalkboard, they're another platform that we talk about all the time and love to play. It's super fun. They've got so many alt lines for NFL. I had so much fun making slips today for them for tomorrow. It just is really cool how many alt lines they've got. You could take Travis Kelce. I've actually got him on there right now for about, I think it's 46.5 receiving yards, and it's giving me a 1.3x on it. So, that's the type of value you can get over there, and you can bump that up like crazy. If you think he's going to go absolutely nuts tomorrow, you could bump it up a couple different times here. They've got so many different alt lines, and if you don't think he's going to go over that, you could bump it down and take a lower number and just get a lower multiplier on it. That's what I did for some. I took more for some. So a lot of fun over there on Chalkboard. You can bet as low as $1 too, so you can make a ton of crazy long slips, or you can make like a really small slip and get a high multiplier on those. Just however you'd like to play, you have the freedom to do that over there. They're running crazy specials over there too. There's a Patrick Mahomes free play right now that I took advantage of. I think it's like a 0.5 passing yards, so that'll help you cash your first slip tomorrow if you play. And if you're just signing up, they'll give you another free play also to help you cash another slip. So a lot of fun. Use code backdoor at checkout, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100 as well. So the link's in the description for that, and that's going to do it for me, man. I just cannot even wait to watch this game tomorrow.
I know, me too. We're going to talk about some demons before we get out of here. But speaking of Chalkboard, Jordy is not lying when he tells you how awesome Chalkboard is. We're so pumped because Chalkboard, like, they give you so many alt lines. So to be coming back in the NFL, like last year, they're still like a new platform, but last year they were somewhat limited with NFL. Now they've like totally worked all that out. They've got tons of alt lines. Like we were talking about it today. Speaking of Xavier Worthy, they have an alt line for him. So I was talking like he could go up to like 70 yards. They've got basically everything from, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alt lines for him from 29.5 receiving yards all the way up to 69.5. So if he breaks off 70 yards, you're cashing that max multiplier, and they're giving you 3.22x for that. So on Chalkboard, you can stack up a couple of those, and you can still do the shield play, which is like a flex play. So you can stack up all these fat multipliers on guys you know have the potential to go over like that, and you don't even have to hit them all. They've like, and on there with their crazy multipliers, you can go like 5 of 6 on like a 6-man, and you can stack the multiplier enough to still get like 18, 19x on that. It's super dope. Definitely go check that out. Let's talk about some of these demons though. Are you back on my screen, or
I can
where
switch.
we at?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up for a second. So speaking of Pacheco, a demon that I do like is this rushing receiving TDs. He absolutely, like when they're within like in the red zone, or like 10 yards out, like they've been loving just like feeding him. And he's basically like, if you had to compare him to someone, he's kind of like Marshawn Lynch. He's kind of like the modern beast mode. And he just very aggressive, crazy looking runner. So I think he's going to end up scoring a touchdown tomorrow. If you want to take that demon looks great. Let me show you what it looks like on Outlier. Last year, he had a touchdown in 11 out of 18 games. And if you look at that stretch, when we were talking about him turning into the bell cow, he was just going nuts like all those weeks in a row. So that demon, I was shocked that they had that as a demon. When we were looking at the lines, I was like, really? Rushing or receiving is a demon? That's great. And we're also kind of liking this Travis Kelce demon as well, rushing and receiving. It's going to be receiving if he does it, but that one looks pretty good. Pacheco is my favorite one. It's crazy when you think about what an unreal player Christian McCaffrey is. His 0.5 rushing receiving touchdown is a goblin. We'll talk about that another day. But were there any other demons on here that you were looking at, Jordy?
I think the Mark Andrews one's a little interesting. He's like the only one I could see that, or maybe Lamar breaks out, and grabs one too, but
runs it in.
Yeah. But
I could see like a RPO, where everyone thinks it's going to be Henry, and then he just holds it, runs it in.
Yeah, it's really it's kind of hard to put a finger on who's going to get it. It's like, I think Derek is obviously the most likely. That's why he's not a demon. But I think it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. But yeah, that Pacheco, I'll definitely be throwing that into some slips.
Oh yeah.
But I guess that covers everything.
I want to talk forever, man. It's fun.
Let's I do want to, well, I don't have it pulled up here, but come join our Discord. This is when things start to heat up. We are already all just dialing in for tomorrow night as a community. We have a really killer community over there. Everyone was just getting through some baseball, some WNBA, in the off season, waiting for football to get back. And then before football's even over, before we know it, we got the NBA starting. So it's about to just really take off here. But yeah, come join us in our Discord if you want to. The community works together. We have an extra analyst in there, Moose, who's just been on fire lately with his baseball plays. If you guys have been following him on X, he shares a lot of them on there too. You can go follow us. Let me see. Yeah. So you can follow us on X as well. There's that Underdog promo calendar, everything they've been dropping. They're going to continue to drop all week. Super exciting. But yeah, go through the Patreon link in the description of the video if you want to join our Discord. Once you sign up through Patreon, you just go into the Patreon settings and there's a connected apps option. And then you basically just connect your Discord. It's really simple to do. If you do, though, definitely let us know that you're new in the community chat so we can show you around, introduce you to everybody, and just make sure that you know how to use all of our different channels in there so you can get the most out of it. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in. That covers everything, right?
Yes, sir.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, have fun. Football's here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Good luck, guys.